Welcome
to the Color and Life podcast.
or welcome back, whichever matches the experience you have with us. This is episode 20, part 2.
Yes.
I am Jennifer.
I'm John Michael.
We can be found on www.colorandlifepodcast.com, where you can find links to just about everything. Otherwise, I am Genuine Knits on most social medias, and Junip on Ravelry.
And I'm Sandboxer7 on Ravelry and no one else.
So if you want to talk to him, either do it on the podcast or in the comments, or on on the website, in the comments on YouTube, in the comments on Ravelry, or
just pretty much any place you can.
Or to message him directly or get in contact with him directly, you have to go to Ravelry. We're thinking this is going to get uploaded on Tuesday, February 21st.
Sounds good to me.
And we don't have anything we're eating at the moment, and we're just mostly drinking water.
And sort of a apple cider. Warm apple cider.
And to try to soothe your throat.
Yeah, I haven't been feeling too good.
Is it working? Is it soothing? Yeah, as we said in part 1, we really are not in the most stellar of conditions this time around. But we must press on. And we did.
The show must go on.
And we did press on. So, what do we have for our viewers this week?
We have a knit-along and
our
featured...
Color and Life Double Dog Dare knit-along.
Yes. And then our featured Maker of the Month.
Our Maker of the Month.
And then we have a conversation.
We have a conversation. It's a little bit rambly.
Yeah. You know.
But that's how it goes sometimes.
Yeah. We're pulling a good imitation of David.
We are. David. It's contagious. Alright. But it's fun. But it's a fun kind of contagious. So, we hope you enjoy. And there were no questions from viewers, so we don't have that segment this week.
Yep.
Our viewers need to ask us some questions. Or we won't have any questions for next time. Ask away. There's a thread for it on Ravelry. So, post your questions there.
Like you could ask us how many toes a fish has.
Or how many wings on a cow.
Right? Yeah. Those are both excellent questions that you should ask.
And they're a reference to our special surprise storytime segment.
Why did you give that away?
Oh. So they could go see it.
Yeah, but...
So, because some people will live in mystery and won't understand. We had a secret surprise segment in really episode 18. I think it was 18.
Yeah, I think that was
it. Was one of the 18s.
It's kind of an accident.
Yeah, we didn't expect it was going to happen. It just happened.
It was
a story needed to happen. You needed to know this story. And it relates to... Of Tacky the Penguin. And it relates to kind of our conversation this week.
Yep.
So, after or before you watch the conversation, maybe go back and look up our surprise story segment.
And
I think that's it.
On with the show.
On with the show. Alright, so we have everything, right?
I think so.
Okay, we've got our Double Dog Dare Cal.
Yes.
Color and Life Double Dog Dare Cal. Can you do the voice?
Maybe. Yes, the Color and Life Double Dog Dare Knit-along.
That's pretty good.
It was nothing compared to the previous one, but
that was true.
It'll have to do.
All right. As we've explained, we're not especially well today. And just go. Go. Enter, do things. Finished object threads are up now, so post stuff in the finished object thread.
All the instructions are up in the UFO threads. And
all the instructions are now on www.colorandlifepodcast.com.
Cool.
There's a contest rules tab page whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so you click on that, and then it will take you to all of the rules for the Easter egg contest and the Color and Life Double Dog Dare Cow. So I think that covers the Double Dog Dare Cow for right now.
I think so too.
Just go there, look it up. Join, play. It's fun. I can't believe somebody has a bigger Area 51 than me, but such is life.
You're going to mention that every time?
Maybe. Maybe. And because it just is amazing to me. You thought I was over the
I
top.
thought you were a freak, but I know by no means thought you were the freakiest.
Oh, I see. I see how it goes.
And I say that as fondly as possible to our viewer with, massive numbers.
There's got to be somebody out there with even more than she has.
Exactly.
All right. So, we're good on that, and then we need to move on to our Maker of the Month, I think.
Yes.
So, our Maker of the Month. No show tunes? You're giving me a look that means absolutely no show tunes. Okay, fine. All right. Our Maker of the Month is Megan from RetoldYarns.
Yes.
And we love Megan because she has fantastic names.
The most fantastic.
Yes, they're all references. And let's see.
Which is basically how we talk.
We do a lot of that. Anyway, this one here is Explode. I don't want to explode. And no, we're not telling you where any of these are from. Because some of these are obvious and they're almost like freebies. Freebie entries. This one is just a flesh wound. This one is put some Windex on it. And last but not least.
That's not last.
Oh, no. This one isn't last. I have two more to show. This one, where the devil are my slippers? And we decided that this should be slippers. But I don't think there's quite enough
It's
to
not
do
the whole slipper.
entire
at least
slipper,
the top
yeah.
of the slipper.
So I need to get some soles that you pick up the stitches. I think somebody was showing them on their podcast. So I'll have to look back and see if I can figure out who that was. Oh, it was Ewe University. She did it. Yes. So she was talking about slippers and all the different things you could do for slippers. Anyway, and this one. And there's purples this time.
Woo!
Woo! You can see those purples this time. This is, I got better. All right. So, sorry if accents and intonations were wrong. You get what you get. Anyway, Megan has a coupon code for 20% off all orders over $20.
Yep.
Use the code CL2017 and it expires the end of April. The end of April. So her coupon code goes on for a long time.
Yep.
All right. And I'm sorry, and you're welcome for introducing you to Megan because she has fantastic things and they change all the time. And not all of these are repeatable, so you may not see some of these in her shop. That's I'm sorry.
Hopefully when you go over there, you'll see stuff from your favorite movies. And
That's the you're welcome. So, because she does fantastic stuff. And these are just so fun. Most of these are Erin or worsted and DK level. This one's a fingering. So she has a mix. She has some other fingering. I have another fingering. What's that other fingering I have of hers?
It doesn't matter. They're gonna buy their favorite names anyway.
Get your favorite stuff for Megan. Go on over to Retold Yarns. It's her Etsy shop, and there'll be, if there's not a link, there's her name, and you just put it in. And hers is pretty easy to search for. Usually Etsy has a crappy search engine, but sorry Etsy, but it really is. You can't find stuff when you put in. But if you just do Retold Yarns,
no one from Etsy company is watching our thing.
if you just do Retold Yarns, you'll find it. You squish it together, I think. Anyway, now it's time for our conversation.
Yes, just checking.
So we are now, whoops, we are now going to converse.
Yep.
It's time to converse.
Last time we spoke about castanitis, mostly.
Mostly.
There's some other things in there. This time our topic is inspiration and support.
Yeah. I've been doing a lot of changing of the banners and some of the tweaking the little icons that represent us. Instead of the pink tree, which I loved, there's now a really colorful tree, which I also love. I really love that colorful tree. And it is kind of representative with all the different colors and the kind of the splotchies of the inspiration for the name of Color and Life. And as we're talking about inspiration, I wanted to start with the inspiration for the podcast, partially the podcast in general, but also the name of the podcast. So when Liz and I were putting together the idea and talking about it, I said we should do a podcast together because I didn't want to do one by myself. I wanted to do one with someone else. And she said, I was just thinking about talking to you about that. So we started working on it.
So apparently you were on the same wavelength.
We were on this. We were. Liz and I are frequently on the same wavelength. If not, we get there really quickly. We get to the same wavelength really fast. But we were talking about. We knew we had to come up with a good name. One that kind of summed us up and talked about us and everything else. And so we were just brainstorming names and doing a bunch of different things. And I could not get this one musical out of my head. Specifically a song from a particular musical out of my head. And it is Sunday in the Park with George.
It is not the song, it is the musical.
Yeah, the musical is Sunday in the Park with George.
The song is, are you thinking Color and Light?
Color and Light.
All of the rest of the amazing songs from the musical.
And all of the rest of the amazing songs from the musical. It really is completely amazing. And so, I don't know if you've ever heard this full story. I think you've only heard bits of it.
Maybe I don't know if I have either.
Maybe you have. But I was thinking about, I was brainstorming, trying to come up with different ideas and things that we could do and what we could say and what we could call ourselves and how we could do it. And Liz is a dyer, so there was color, and we wanted to talk about our lives and everything. And I just kept hearing this color and light. There's only color and light, purple and white and blue and and all of that. And then there's another one that talks about that it's life. You have to have life in your art.
Yeah.
And it was
there's
really...
there's no life in his art. There's no life in his life.
Yeah. And the whole show is kind of about trying to merge life and art as George Seurat explores color in his amazing piece that took him 2 years of his life to complete. Which fantastic. Is Sunday on the island of Le Grand Jatte. And it is it's always been a favorite painting of mine.
Yeah, and now it's the header for our YouTube.
It's the banner, yeah.
The banner.
And it's also the banner on the
site.
The Ravelry.
Oh, the Ravelry.
Page. The Ravelry page. So, I just wanted to explain kind of how that came about. And so I suggested it to Liz, and she's like, Color and Life. Okay, we can work with that. So we did, and there's a lot of stuff out there with Color and Life. If you add the podcast, as you probably know, you'll find better results. We're working on it. We're working on putting color in life. But it was the color in our life and the inspiration of what color means to us and how our lives are filled with color. And yeah, I have some colors that I'm drawn to, like I have said in my Instagram and stuff, the dark blues. And you have colors that the dark blues and dark greens and dark purples, rich, vibrant purples. I'm sorry, I'm looking right over there because there's actually a fiber, a colorway by Sweet Georgia. that's English Garden that has these beautiful, exactly purples and greens that will get me every time. And I love color. I love exploring it. I love seeing it. Color just seems so rich and powerful to me. It always has. And it is more as I explore my life and embrace being an artist.
Mm-hmm.
I see color and it inspires me to want to do things. And as you look back over here, behind us, and I've changed some stuff around so you can see some different things sometimes, but it doesn't, I guess as I look over, I don't know that I could tell what my favorite color is. I don't know that you could tell from looking at it what my favorite color is. And I'm not completely sure that I have one anymore. I mean, you can when you look at yours. Yours is just like teal green, almost completely.
Well, about half.
Yeah. And mine is very, very varied.
You can't tell because you have all the colors in there, but there's disproportionately more purple and blue.
Yeah, a little bit. But there's some good greens in there too.
Yeah, but you're looking right here instead of up here.
Yeah. So anyway, I am an equal opportunity color person. About the only one there's not a whole lot of is orange. No, there's some orange in there. Anyway, so we're working on a digression here that I'm going to save us from.
Tangent. Oh.
So, it's really amazing, I think, how Sarah took, and the musical is amazing. I mean,
Absolutely.
Sunday in the Park with George is totally, totally, totally amazing. And as we're doing some collaborations, not just with Dog Dare, with David. There's the Cal collaboration, which is awesome. But there's some other stuff in the works. It's a surprise. There's lots of surprises going on lately. It feels like every single podcast out there has a surprise, a secret project, a secret something coming.
That's because the best prize is a surprise.
You're weird. So, anyway, we're working on that, and so I really wanted to start embracing the origin of color in life, what that inspiration was behind it. And as I think about that painting and how it all went together, and even all the songs in the musical that take a possible exploration of his life, I think of all of the dots that he used. And I'm sorry I keep pausing, but I'm hearing all of this music playing in my head right now.
Too.
And it's really challenging to not just start singing. Because our voices are not good right now. Besides,
It would be bad.
It could be bad on multiple levels. But anyway, I keep seeing all of the dots. And hearing all of the dots in the musical. And hearing all of those things coming together. And us coming together. And one of the things that is truly inspirational for me is all of the people.
And there's a line in one of the songs that is very, very subtle. It's almost not there, but when you listen, he says, "Look at her looking," because he's looking at his
Companion, Dot.
Yeah, his companion Dot, and she's staring into her mirror, and he says, "Look at her looking. What does she see? The pink cheeks and the round face and all of the parts and none of the whole." And they're both kind of talking over each other, you know.
They're all both singing
song.
about each other.
And it's almost drowned out by that, but it's distinctively there. And I think that is like my favorite. Well, one of my
all of
favorite
the parts
lines
and none of the whole.
in that whole movie musical is all of the parts and none of the whole.
It's only about $10 on Amazon. Just go get it.
Yeah, go get it. And do yourself a big favor.
And it's amazing the way it talks and pulls so many things together. I mean, if you really, really hate musicals, then I guess don't. But if you have any...
Then what kind of heartless person are you? Like,
don't
you
stop
really,
it.
really hate musicals.
Some people hate musicals, and that's okay. That's okay. I don't like all types of music either, but I really love musicals and opera and a whole bunch of other things. But it's interesting, yeah.
I was just thinking about that on that episode of the Mean Girls Knit podcast. Where she's like, you might get a black skein to match your heart.
Get a black skein to match your cold dead heart or soul. I can't remember which it was, but it was awesome. Mean Girls Knit rock.
They do.
They do. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Rebecca. We love you. So where were you going with that? It was a really cool thing you were going with, and we totally derailed. We've got to get it back because it was really cool. See, all of the parts and none of the whole. So the dichotomy between the two, because he's deconstructing things to see the parts so that then he can blend them back together in a whole.
Mm-hmm.
All of the little elements.
He sees the parts so that the whole can be...
So we can put it back together to a whole.
Mm-hmm.
It's really amazing.
Those two songs, that and Finishing the Hat, they get me.
Yeah. Yeah. And Finishing the Hat comes right after the Color and Light.
Nope.
No, it doesn't?
Nope. Comes later in the process.
Later on. Oh, yeah, because he's still... In that scene, he talks about how he has to finish the hat. He's so compelled with this work that he has to go do it. And so he doesn't go do something with thought. And then how he examines that and how he's torn as he goes back and wonders what she's going to do is amazing. Anyway, this is all very interesting, but how does it relate to us and fiber artists and inspiration? Well, the fiber artist...
I mean, some people have to finish their hats.
Yes, some people do have to... That's an excellent point.
Sorry.
Some of you have to go finish your hats. And you have hat projects you need to finish. Which is kind of, we all have our projects that we're finishing. It goes into my Area 51. I have all of these projects that I've started that I had this inspiration and I got going on them. And now I have to decide which ones get finished and which ones get rewritten. And there's a line in there that's almost missed in the show where he talks about it's going well, and another part where he talks about that he's getting close to being finished unless he decides to change it again.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so much in there, and so it's so much a part of... I'm sorry, I get really emotional when I talk about this because it's a really emotional show. It's an emotionally powerful show.
It's powerful.
And they, at least we think it is. Maybe you look.
It's not necessarily sad, but it is powerful.
Yeah, and you may look at it and go, they're weird, and we are. We know that. We're embracing the weird. We have our weird, and we love it. And so it's all of these parts, all of these little dots, all of the people that we have, because one of the things that Liz and I really wanted to create was community. A community where people felt that they could be their own kind of weird, that they could be their color, and there'd be a way for it to blend with the other colors, that we could come together and have a space where we could share our own not necessarily brand of weird, but our own unique selves, and share that part of us with you, our struggle, how we work as being an artist, our thoughts about it, our opinions about it, how we work through that stuff, our ideas. Yeah, we can all be weird together. So Because if we are not all weird together, we must assuredly be weird separately.
That was bad.
That was a very obscure
That was really bad.
reference.
That was really bad.
And that really mangled that reference too. So, sorry. And if you got it, I'll give you double entries.
Good on you.
I'll give you
Good
double
on you.
entries for you get 2 entries into the Easter egg one for
Well,
that.
see, now that's not fair.
Why?
Because that's a unique American thing. Isn't it though?
Most people, maybe, but most people outside of the U.S. are astonishingly much more educated on U.S. history than most people inside of the U.S.
Oh, okay. Well, no.
It's kind of a weird thing. Anyway, we'll see. And we gave you hints. Lots and lots of hints just now.
There were a few.
So anyway, we have... Oh yeah, so we were talking about community. Building community. And I know we've been kind of talking about weird, but we don't mean it in... all of us feel... And I've been reading a lot about this. A lot of us feel so isolated. Not all of us. But a lot of us feel really isolated. And not just isolated physically sometimes. Sometimes physically. But also like no one could... If anyone knew my real weird... I want everyone to feel like they can be themselves. Because what a shame when we can't be us. So that's kind of what we're exploring. And our inspiration really does come a lot from that musical and from that painting and from all of those little dots coming together
going
to
back
make
to what you
something
just said,
magnificent.
Masquerading as a normal person day after day is exhausting.
Really. I think we should stop a lot more often doing that. And just let ourselves be our selves. Yeah. And so, inspiration. We need inspiration. And I have lots of people and things that inspire us. And we wanted to be able to be inspiring. And I've been getting some feedback lately that we are, which is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That there are people out there that look forward to the podcast and want it, and that it reaches them, that it means something to them. And this podcast is not for everybody. We know that. We had somebody early on who made it very clear that the podcast wasn't for them, but for some reason didn't think, or it didn't occur to them or something, to just go find other podcasts that they liked. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. We really want to have... It's nice that people... That's what it is. There, I got it back. So it's been really nice lately to hear from people who... And hear about people liking us. And not just like, oh, somebody likes me. But that how we do what we do is inspiring to them. Yeah. So thank you very much. We really do want conversation. We really do want feedback. We want you to tell us stuff. We want you to respond to us. We want that interaction.
Mm-hmm.
Contact us. Talk to us. We're relatively normal, weird people. We have our own weird things, but we don't bite.
Well, isn't that a contradiction in terms?
I think so. But I mean, I guess by normal I mean we're
just your average, everyday, ordinary, super weirdo. Yeah. Is that what you meant by that?
That's what I meant.
Just checking.
That's what I meant.
Also, sorry for that horrible singing. I really do apologize. It was bad.
So, what's next? Where are we going with that? We're going somewhere with that.
To the
Oh,
end
yes.
of the conversation.
No, not quite.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the end.
No, because we haven't gotten to the support part.
Oh, okay, cool.
So there's lots of things that are inspiring, lots of people that are inspiring to us. I love watching podcasts. And I love the inspiration that all of you give me. And also, so where was I? Oh yes, Australia. Okay, so we're really glad that there is that inspiration and that we are inspiring to at least a few people. So we're going to keep going with this. We're going to keep doing it. And this is inspiring me to move forward with a lot of things, which I'm really glad about. The designs, getting stuff done off my needles, our secret thing. And then the other thing that this ends up being, that we really want it to be, and it goes back to the kind of the community part, is a lot of us feel alone, and we want to somehow, we hope, this is not working. Help. So we're really glad for the inspiration.
For
Yes, I am. I'm asking for support.
that was your support. Go.
No, that's them. Okay.
You are supported.
So one of the other things about the community that we want you to feel is supported.
Mm-hmm.
Supported in being yourself. That you have some place and some people you can go to say, hey, can I rest here for a little bit? Because I'm feeling like no one else will be okay with my weird, and I need to be okay with my weird right now. And as artists and as crafters and as all of that, we all go through these struggles of, is it okay? Is what I'm making all right? Even if you just make for yourself, you kind of go, is this the right thing? Is this what I should do with that yarn? Is this how I should do it? Is this, is this going to look good to other people? You know, we all have all of those struggles. And that's why we have the what are you working on thread that is empty right now. So you can put stuff up there and go,
Not
is this
so
okay? Yeah, not so subtle hint.
Because we check them.
Yeah. Is this okay? Or what do you think? Or, you know, because we talked about this. Nobody else is going to see, oh, you were going to choose this shade of green over this one, and I would have chosen the other one more. Nobody's going to see that. Nobody's going to see the choice you had before your finished object. So you can probably have a lot more confidence than you think.
Yeah, but it's not just
in choosing it. But sometimes it's nice to just, okay, so for instance, it's really nice to have John Michael here. Because
I am decisive.
Yes, you are. But not just because you're decisive, but because there's somebody else that I can go to and say, okay, John Michael, I'm doing this project and I'm thinking about this and this and this. And sometimes I'll do it with Liz. I'll call up Liz and say, all right, this and this and this. And she'll say two things and I'll go, oh, okay, I didn't think about that. Oh, that'll work great. And just the input and bouncing ideas off of another person somehow can really help. So we're here for that too. If you want that kind of support. But we just want to create lots of support and community with inspiration and all of that good stuff. And I'm rambling. Thanks, David. It's contagious. I'm totally rambling right now. But we really care about what we're trying to create here. And we really care about you guys. And that sounds weird to say you care about lots of people you've never even met, that you might never even meet, that are out there viewing. But we look at the views, and we have like 200 subscribers, and one of our videos has 600 views.
That is not impressive by any measure.
600. Well, it is to us. No, it's not like we're grocery girls or any a bunch of other people,
the point
or even
is, the number of people doesn't matter to us. It's that all of those people have found their place here,
or that they looked at it and went, "Oh, wow, this is," or even looked at it. That's just amazing. That there are people out there who even looked at it. And if this isn't a match, then that's okay. It's not a match. We're a little weird. You might want to try a few and see if this rambly part. Sometimes our conversations are more focused, but inspiration is kind of an eclectic little thing. That you get it from this place and that place, and it kind of flits around, and then it's like, I got it. I'm running with it. And
this
that's
episode sponsored by Colorful Eclectic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, she's actually right up here, and over here.
Sorry,
both out of sight.
You used the word eclectic, so
I used the word eclectic. Not sponsored by, but we love her. We adore Liz. Hi, Liz. Anyway, I love so many dyers. It's wonderful. And all of you dyers and everybody out there, this wonderful inspiration. That's why we did Maker of the Month. Is so we can highlight the wonderful makers that we find in a really meaningful way. Really highlight them. And I hope that you feel the support. I was going somewhere with those numbers, though. Oh, you were saying we watch. We look at this stuff. And we do. And so it's amazing to us that there's that many people. And like I said, I know it's not numbers like some podcasts have. And they're wonderful podcasts. And I'm one of the people that are contributing to their numbers. But it's kind of amazing to us that there's people who will look at us and find us valuable and find what we offer meaningful. So we're glad. And of course we hope more people will like us. But
it feels great to be chosen.
Yeah. It does. So where do you get your inspiration? Where does your inspiration come from? I mean, we had that. There is that show. But I mean, that's not just what inspires everything. There's more stuff that inspires.
I go through my life looking for beauty in the way things are together. And when I find things that are beautiful together, that the way they are together is beautiful, I should say, that inspires me.
Cool. That reminds me, I'm sorry, I really hear this in my head today like crazy. And I remember the part where it says, pretty isn't beautiful.
Pretty is what changes.
Pretty is what changes. What the eye arranges is what is beautiful. And everything changes. Everything changes, and we just want to find. And we just want to find. I think that's our beauty.
Yeah.
And that's why we called it Color in Life. Because it's the color and the life. We really want to bring the life and talk about how in life do we have the color and the beauty and the artistry and us being artists in life. So, you were saying?
That line, when he says that, it's because his mother is saying, everything's changing, quick, paint it before it goes away.
Yeah. And he says, I'll capture us quickly. quick draw it all
before it's gone.
before it's gone. And there's so many.
There's so much meaning in that, and we could go on, but we should
won't
not.
right now. So your inspiration, that was really beautiful, by the way.
What I said.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
We have you are my inspiration, and color is my inspiration, and there are so many inspirations.
Wait, you as in me or you as in them?
Yes. There is some truth in that. So, we want to know what inspires you. What are the things, what shows inspire you? What just makes you fill up and want to share it completely with everybody?
Yep.
Just wants to burst out of you. What kinds of things inspire you? Not just in knitting. It's fine if it's knitting. That's great if it's knitting or weaving
Math.
or fiber or anything else. But math is fine too. What charges you up?
That actually is my answer to that question. That's what fills me up completely and makes me want to share with everyone around me. Is
and
math.
there's lots of math in knitting.
There's not enough math in knitting.
There's not enough math in knitting. You need to get into weaving because there's lots of math in weaving. There's not calculus level math. Is that what you're missing?
There's arithmetic.
Oh.
But mathematics is so incredibly beautiful because it is a language that speaks in how things are with each other. The equality symbol, it says this thing is the same as this thing. They just look different.
Cool.
And so because of that, math speaks in a way that it says these things are similar and these things are similar. And all of these things are similar, and this is how these relate to these.
Interesting. What inspires you? I'm guessing for most of you it's not math, the same way it inspires John Michael. But that's okay. And what?
That's okay. I'm a little weird.
And where do you get your support? What supports you? What reaches out to you? What is it in your days that just go and you feel better? One of the things that supports me is where we're living now. Yeah. Being more in the mountains and more in the trees is better.
Yep.
And
we don't have any questions from our viewers.
no questions from our viewers. Oh, I kind of went off on a little...
You kind of stopped.
I kind of did.
So I took the opportunity to end.
Okay, so we should end better.
Because I've shared all of mine.
So we have the inspiration. We want to know what inspires you, what supports you. We don't have really any better questions than that. Share it with us, though, so we can go look it up and enjoy it as well. And if it's something to look up. And anything else? We're good?
I think we're good.
We're good. Do we have any questions from our viewers?
No.
Oops. So we don't have that segment. That was a little rambly. But I think we're at our end.
That's okay. We had to fill in the questions for our viewers.
Okay. That was a little rambly, and we're good for this time, I think. And I hope you go through this week and till we put up another one, or even beyond that. Feeling supported and looking for inspiration and enjoying the inspiration and support that's in your life. So, I think that's it for this time.
I think so too.
Bringing this episode to an end. So that's the end of episode 20, this is? Yes. Episode 20, part 2.
Where do you see that?
I just remembered.
Oh.
See?
Ah.
I remembered. So, this is the end of episode 20, part 2. Until next time.
Have a colorful life.